Hello, my friend. You are worried about the world being more and more like a place in which deception wins the day. And I think you are right to be worried about that, my friend, because we do live in a world where we can deceive each other more and more easily. But what we need to become aware of is our desire to be deceived. So many people allow themselves to be deceived out of a desire for wishful thinking. They want to believe that the messages their politicians give them, which are completely unrealistic and false often, are actually true, and they want to believe that life's going to be a lot better if they buy a certain product, which, factually speaking, is not able to improve their lives. You and I and many others often are so desperate for solutions that we seek to believe deceiving messages because we want to think there is hope. Deception is always a large part of human experience. We cannot just say it is wrong because there is a place and a time for deception. If somebody attacks you, you are quite likely to use deceptive messages or tricks in order to get away from such an attack. And morally speaking, there is nothing wrong with you lying or distorting the situation in such a moment. Deception is about creating an alternative reality that you try to get the other to buy into. And if the other is willing to be deceived for these reasons I mentioned before, then this deception may work. But what matters is not for us to condemn those who would deceive us, but to understand our own motivations for allowing ourselves to be deceived or even wanting to be deceived. And also to ask ourselves when we deceive others ourselves. And don't exempt yourself too quickly. We all do it. And there are thin lines between things like ameliorating life and deceiving people about life, and beautifying or deceiving. So when I speak to you this morning, I have spent a couple of minutes arranging my hair in a way that I think makes me look better. I'm not sure why exactly, but it seems to matter to arrange yourself. And I have put lipstick on. That's a form of deception, my friend. I'm deceiving you into believing that I have bright red lips of a young woman. And even though I don't dye my hair, it still matters to me that my hair looks nice. So wanting to come across as nicer than what you naturally are is a form of deception. But really, it is a form of vanity. It is about wanting to come across in the best way possible. But you have to draw a line somewhere. You draw a line, like I draw the line at doctoring myself, or, well, using chemicals to change myself. So I wouldn't want to do that. So I believe strongly that it is important to be aligned with nature. So it follows from that my deceptions cannot be damaging in any form or shape. But I also believe that we owe each other truth. But sometimes truth can be very damaging and very alienating. So sometimes it can take you a little while to be brave enough to come to be able to formulate your truth to another person. And sometimes, my friend, it isn't friendly to tell another person the truth in a unmanicured way. Sometimes it is a kindness to other people to go slow in helping them discover truth for themselves, because they can then manage the amount of truth that they can cope with. So never bluntly be honest with other people in destructive ways. That is never a good thing to do. But ask yourself how you are deceiving yourself in deceiving other people, and whether you're lacking in courage in not being totally honest with people. So, for instance, when you come home from a hard day at work and you say, yeah, that all went well, or I'm fine, in order not to have to share your real feelings and your sadness about things that have happened, or still wondering about how to respond to certain things, and you just can't yet share this with your family. You are being kind to yourself in fobbing them off with a half lie. But gradually over the day or the evening, something will shift in you, and you might be able to be a little bit more honest about what happened. And of course, honesty and truthfulness are the gold standard. If you can be honest and totally truthful in a brave way for yourself, and in such a way that it is kind and supportive to other people, that would be wonderful, my friend. But very few of us have the wherewithal to do that. So this is another long life journey, learning to live with truth and honesty and not to be deceptive. And when we see deception all around us, we smile and we recognize what people are doing to each other, and we see when people fall for the deceptions too. But we don't have to buy into it, my friend. We never have to deceive ourselves if we are willing and able to face truth in our lives. And I wish you well on that path, because that is one of the most important tasks of life. To learn honesty and figure out what is true and what isn't true, to listen to one another, and to be kind when we reveal what is true. Take care, my friend. Be well in this learning of honesty.